So we know 1 through 4 for the packet composition of reflections over 2 intersecting lines. That your most important ones were 1 through 4 because you had to use them for every other one because it said in the directions go back through 1 through 4. Okay. So our first one, we've got 2, -2, 5, -8, 8, -5. And we got this by simply listing the points that are already there. We found from that listing and from looking at where the 2 triangles are apart that it was y, did I say y equals 0? It should be x equals 0, right? It should be x equals 0, or the x-axis, okay? So it's x comma -y. For number 2, we've got -2, 2, -5, 8, and -8, 5. Again, we just wrote those down. It's y equals 0, or over the y-axis, okay? And my image formula is -x comma y. Remember, those lines of reflection and your image formula are super important because we're going to use those later. All right, let's look at 3 and 4 real fast because we did these together in class. 3, we should get just -7, 4, -3, 2, and -1, 9. It's y equals x, and the image formula is y comma x. Number 4, we've got -2, -2. I don't know why this is written so poorly. This should be -8, -5, and -5, -8. There, that's more legible. And it's y equals -x. Is my equation, and my line, my image formula is -y, -x. Okay, for number 5, we've got y equal x. So I look up at 1 through 4. It looks like 3, and the image formula is y comma x. So I write down all of my points by just switching y and x. So instead of -6, 2, I do 2, -6. Instead of -3, 9, I do 9, -3. And instead of doing 3, 7, I do 7, 3. And then I plot my points, and I've got, I don't know if you can see this because it's done lightly with pencil, I've got my triangle right here. Okay, so 5 shouldn't have been too hard. We just had to find what the image formula was by looking up at number 3. Number 6, our points are 6, -2, 3, -9, and -3, -7, because I knew my image formula was -x, -y. Okay, and I've got my new triangle. All right, number 7. Wait, is that right or wrong?
Which number?
Number 5. Number 6, I'm sorry.
Number 6?
What do we think, guys? Do you guys have a different image formula than I do?
For 8,
This should be -y, -x, right?
I was going to say for 8 prime, I was going to put negative.
So it should be -2, 6, -9, 3, and -7, -3, right? Yes, those are the correct answers. So let's put them on there. We go -2 up 6. That's my new A. Wait. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I did go up 5. 6. That's my new A. -9 up 1, 2, 3. That's my new B. And C is -7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Up, down 3. 1, 2, 3. It's my new C. Does that look better, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Okay. Better. So those are the correct numbers, the correct graph, and the correct image formula applies. All right. Are we ready for 7? Yeah? Okay. So 7, I know I had to look up y equals 0 and y equals x. So I wrote down both image formulas, x comma -y, y comma x. Found my points, just graphed the last one, and I can see it's a rotation around the origin. What rotation is it? Is it 180 degrees, 90 degrees, 270, 360? What is it? 90 degrees. And would I say it was clockwise or counterclockwise? Okay, counterclockwise. And we could say if we go 90 degrees counterclockwise around 0, 0, it's negative y comma x. Negative y comma x. Okay, let's look at number 8. Do you guys need another second? You gotta tell me to slow down because I don't know. There. Number 8, we've got y comma x and y equals 0. So we had to write down both the image formulas next to it. We got negative 2, 3, negative 6, 1, negative 10, 6, negative 2, negative 3, negative 6, negative 1, negative 10, negative 6. And some of you, I've noticed, you do the correct image formula for the first one, but remember to do the second one, you're changing it, for doing the third one, you're changing it from the second one. Does that make sense? Some of you are going back to the first one and trying to do whatever it says to do. Make sure you change it from the one you just did. Okay, it is a rotation. We call it 270, a rotation of 270. Can you put that on your sheet? Some of you have negative 90 or 90 degrees clockwise. I want you to know it's 270 as well. Okay, and to do a rotation of 270, it's the image formula is y comma negative x. And 9, it's because it matters which one you do first. As soon as you have this down, go ahead and flip your paper to the next page. We'll work on number 10. Anybody need another second, or are we good? Okay, I'm assuming nothing, saying nothing means you're good. Okay, 10. We're going to do y equals negative x first, and then y equals x second. I know it seems weird because in the composition it looks like it's the other way around. It's just how math people do it. I don't know why. So your first image formula should be negative y, negative x. Your second image formula should be y comma x. We found that the first one was 2, negative 3, 6, negative 1, and 10, negative 6. And the third one was negative 3, 2, negative 1, 6, and negative 6, 10. And we got the one in blue up there. We found that that's a 180-degree rotation. So when we rotate 180 degrees, our image formula should just be negative x, negative y. Yes, Matthew?
Well, I think, actually for A prime,
These are right, Matthew. I did double check this one. This is the way it's supposed to look. So if you have something different, make sure you fix it to this one. Change them and yep. Okay, we're going to move to number 11. Okay. Our line of reflection is first y equals 0 and then x equals 0. So we've got 3, 2, 1, 6, 6, 10. And then we change the first one to negative. So we got negative 3, 2, negative 1, 6, and negative 6, 10. It is a rotation of 180 degrees. I graphed my third line up there and got the blue graph. And my rotation is negative x, negative y. And these lines are perpendicular. So when they're perpendicular, it doesn't matter which order they're in. We'll still get the same result. It'll still be 180 degrees. Right? And we know 180 degrees clockwise and 180 degrees counterclockwise gets it in the same place, right? Like, I'm going to turn 180 degrees. Okay? I'm going to turn 180 degrees the other direction. I end up in the same spot, right? Does that make sense? If I go 90 degrees one way, I'm this way. If I go 90 degrees one way, I'm this way. You see the difference between 90 degrees and 180? We're good? And 360, I end up in the exact same spot, right? Okay. All right, let's do the hard part, which is the extension. Let's move to the extension. So as you can see, I've crossed out bunches of things so you can see how many times I tried to do this problem, okay? It's okay if you don't get it right the first time. All right, the first thing I did was it tells me to plot the point 3, 3. So I make that point, okay? And then I see how far away my A is from that point. Well, it's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, I know I want it to be the same distance, but I wanted it to be perpendicular from that because I'm moving it 90 degrees. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's my new point. And I can see right here, right? We can see that this is 90 degrees. Oops. Whatever. This is 90 degrees. Yes? Okay. So we know we want to get there. So we've got to get from A is 3, -2 to A is 8, 3. All right. So this is where it gets a little crazy. I figured out from this what 2 lines I want it to go through. Well, I knew one of my lines I wanted it to go to was going to be y equals 3 because I wanted it to go right there, right? So my other line of reflection has to be at a 45-degree angle. If I want to go 90 degrees, I've got to make the lines of reflection half as big. Okay, so I chose the. How do I undo this? I'll just erase this. So I chose this line right here, which is y equals x, because I know it would be at a 45-degree angle to it. Okay, so if I reflect it over those twice, I'm going to end up with it being 90 degrees away. You ready to look at the second one? So the things that you should have on your paper are this, right here. Y equals 3, y equals x. Lines intersect at 3, 3. Okay, and it gives a 45-degree angle. Okay, so I knew it had to go through line 3, y equals 3, because it's at 0.33. And then I wanted something that would go at a 45-degree angles but would also intersect at this spot. The only thing I could think of was y equals x. All right, I'm going to move to the next one, as long as nobody stops me. Okay. All right, so let's do this one again. So first things first, I am going to put a dot at 0.2, -1. So over 2, down 1. Okay. I want A to be at a 45-degree angle. Excuse me, a 90-degree angle to my new A. So that's got to be right here. So A goes from 3, 2 to my new A, which is going to be, 3, -2. It's going to be 1, -2. How am I going to get there? Well, the first thing I think is, okay, I want somehow it to go through that number 2. So I'm going to choose x equals 2, and I get this line right here. Okay. Then I'm like, okay, I need to make something that's a 45-degree angle through it that goes through that point. So I see right here that I'm kind of getting a line already. So I think, okay, you could use that line, or you could use the line that I have up here. So let me explain that one. So I know I'm going to have to get through that point. So I am going to choose that x goes through 1, and then we go down 1, over 1, down 1, over 1. And I get this line right here. Again, they're 45 degrees apart. So you can use that. Or we could use 2 different ones. So I have 2 answers up here. Doesn't matter which one you put down. The other one is, see how it's 2, -1? So I went through x equals 2, so I could also go through y equals negative 1. So y equals negative 1 right here. And then I could use negative 3, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, and I get this right here. So you can do the green or the red. The red is right here. Green is right here. You can write either down or you can write both, whichever way you want. Okay, I'm going to leave that up for a few minutes because you need to make sure that's copied down onto your paper because we will have a homework quiz on Friday. Okay, so, and this stuff will be on it. So I am going to give you a choice before I pass out your quiz review. So you're going to have to vote. So listen. Do you want to change seats today or Friday? Raise your hands if you would like to change your seat today. Raise your hand if you would like to change your seat Friday. Okay, let's try this again. We're going to all vote. I don't care which way you vote. If you don't care, just pick one. Who wants to change their seat today? Who wants to change their seat Friday? All right, Friday wins, guys, so we will be changing our seats Friday. I don't want to change your seats tomorrow because we're taking a quiz, so I don't want to mess with you. Okay? So this will be your seat today, and tomorrow on Friday we'll change your seats. Okay, I'm going to pass out to you your quiz review. Some of you already have it. If you don't have a quiz review, please raise your hand, and I will come around and give it to you. And I have one quick explanation for your quiz review before I let you just work on it. Anybody else not have a quiz review? Anybody else not have a quiz review, you guys? Okay. So, I want you guys to see that on your quiz review, some of these points aren't super clear. C is right here. It's over 1, 2, 3, up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is 3, 7. This point right here is A is 2, 2. And B is 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. So again, A, 2, 2, B, 4, 3, and C, 3, 7. We okay with that? I think that one was pretty clear. It's the next one I'm worried about. So on the graph above, we're going to reflect the triangle over x equals negative 1. Then we're going to reflect that triangle over x equals 1. What transformation occurred? How far did the triangle move to become the new triangle? What direction did the triangle move? Write the equation, like x plus something, comma y, or x comma y plus or minus something. Okay? All right, next page. All right. All right, D is at 2, 2. E is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0. And F is at 6, comma 3. That's a 0. Okay. Everybody's got that? Please write it down. D is 2, 2. E is 5, 0. And F is 6, 3. Just because they're not exactly in a perfect spot, and I want to know. All right. Let's look at the next graph. All right. G is at 2, 3. H is at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I is at 1, 2, 3, 7. Okay, G is at 2, 3. H is at 6, 6. And I is at 3, 7. All right, last one. Okay, J is at 1, negative 1. K is at 3, negative 6. And L is at 6, negative 3. Right, these ones, for these last two, they are right here. I just feel like if you write it next to your graph, you'll remember. Okay, and then you can work on this review. We're going to go over it tomorrow before you take your quiz, and then we'll take our quiz, but it is due at the beginning of the hour tomorrow. When is it due? All right, guys, you have the rest of the hour to work on this. Let's get going. Try to get some of these done.